Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to Scenes Memories of a Starry Sky. My name is MS-Punker1, and last video talked to Hinata about Shahaya after discovering something in the old guidebook that she gave us. I have no idea actually what we are planning to do, but it might just be me who don't see it. But I guess we are planning something and needed Hinata's help with it. So what are we going to do? Sleepy. So he was yawning. I was still feeling groggy after nervously going to Hinata for a favor yesterday. Or maybe it was from the excitement of starting my day off with collecting materials. A puzzle grandfather Hodu left behind also occupied a small part of my brain. I won't be able to do anything unless I go somewhere to clear my head. As long as I was at it, I may as well check over the... Sorry about that, if you heard it. As long as I was at it, I may as well check over the materials I had borrowed earlier at the cafe or something. The afternoon rush should have just ended, which meant this was the perfect time for a late lunch. I was probably going to nod off as soon as I got back home though. Which would mean that that places were closed. The night very well. Couldn't exactly ignore her either. It was time to walk her to the tiger's den. We're going to assert as well, can't we? Yep. So that's how we say to a customer. It really was here. I suddenly felt reinvigorated for it. Sorry, I just want to work quietly off in the corner. That didn't seem like the sort of thing you would say to a customer while serving them water and moist towel. But it was an improvement that she was just willing to talk to me. It was when Susan noticed the assorted documental style I started spreading out along the table. Yeah, it's to make that happen. There were technical books on interior construction, the fundamentals of cafe management, equipment, catalogs, legal related papers, etc. etc. I borrowed this from the library this morning, figuring I would rework the plans in my own way, so that I could be ready to resume my work at any time. Even though I hadn't met up with Shaya yet, who was the most important factor to this entire model. Where's my plan? Although her tone was curt, I had clearly piqued her interest. That reminded me, Shaya asked Azusa to help out with renovation too. Does that mean I got her permission? She definitely found me to be a nuisance, but I figured there was no point in interfering with my work. It's either Kido or someone else that she doesn't really like. Isora? A new customer walked through the door, followed by an all too familiar voice that Azusa responded questionably to. Isora and Aino. It looked Icy Fino, who had noticed me looking around the restaurant. Is it a bad thing? Well, it was a fair question. I was generally with a group of 3 when I was out and about. Wow. You had problems with schoolwork, didn't you? I went to admire my sibling for her efforts, only for Misora to bashfully turn away in the opposite direction. Misora and Aino really were great friends, weren't we? Shaya, Hinata and I often had study sessions as well, and it was a given that the 3 of us would be together until just recently. Oh, did you need me for something? First you say I know it was a joke, but first you say you were on a date, Misora, and then you just throw her to the lions, more or less, by saying something that she wanted to see me. Really? I couldn't stop thinking about Shahaya. She was the first person I thought of when anything tangent... something I can't read, sorry, came up. My sister and I know enthusiasm were very well may have saved me in that sense. Their relationship mirrored my and Shahaya's in a lot of ways, and that revelation helped clear my mind. Oh, this. It's not a report for university or anything, though. Aina was hoping in on all of the different documents I had spread out along the different menu. Honing in.
じゃあ何でも屋さんのお仕事関係ですか？にしてもめっちゃ難しそうな本ばっか。
Even Sora was eyeing the materials curiously. It wasn't something I had to hide, so I may as well explain. I'm thinking of resuming the renovation on the old estate, and these will help me with that.
あれ、中止じゃなかったの？スケジュールにそう書いてあったような。
Come to think of it, maybe I had put something like that on the store's shared schedule chart. That job hadn't been temporarily dropped after all.
ちーちゃんとなんか話したの？
No, not with her yet. For the time being, I had to wait for information on Shahaya from Hinata. This may have been a boundary I set for myself, but I wanted to plug away at whatever I could still do.
いや、それ順番逆じゃないの？いいの
？By wrong order, do you mean I should get her approval?
当たり前でしょ。勝手に進めて大丈夫なん？順兄がやる気になったのはいいけど、ちーちゃん嫌がらない？
Eh? You think she hates me for it? I thought it would be in Shahaya's best interest.
ちょっとあんま暴走しちゃダメだよ、順兄。絶対必ずちーちゃんに相談してからにしなよ。彼女のためになんてナルオの言い訳だから、やられた方は超ドン引きするから。
Seriously?
マジマジ超マジだから。似合うと思ってとか言って自分好みのプレゼントを押し付けてきたり、勝手に連れ回して今日楽しかったでしょとか。めっちゃうざいから。
She meant that if I were to look at this from the other person's, from Shahaya's perspective, there was a chance she would say, what did you do without asking me? Through Misora, did you... though, Misora, did you go through something rough? That was too specific to it to be purely hypothetical.
一般論ってやつ？
Nope, it happened. Little sister. Now I'm even more concerned about your personal relationships.
ソラなら大丈夫ですよ、純也さん。こう見えてしっかりしてますから。いや待って、どう見えてるの私。
Thanks, Simon. I appreciate it if you keep an eye on her going forward.
見張る？守るじゃなくてですか？
That would be asking you for way too much, I know. I'm more worried that Misora will take self-defense to extremes.
私の方が悪いみたいになってるし。
I have no choice but to help Misora if some narcissist came along and started hitting on her as a brother especially. her only living brother. It was only right. On the other hand, I was afraid to make someone cry without meaning to. Boys were awfully sensitive these days. There was no guarantee there would be some guy who would misinterpret Misora's friendliness and get the wrong idea. This does directly concern her. I better control myself and not rush things purely out of my own assumption. But it would make Shaya happy, just like Misora had said. If I were to do that, Hinata would probably rush me along again later. I had already been trying to indirectly figure out the meaning behind Shahaya's messages and actions as it was. I was frustrated too. I felt impatient and wondering what was going on with Shahaya while I was stuck with my nose in a book.
順にちょっと順に目の前にいる美少女2人をほっぽり出して何一人の世界に没頭しちゃったかな順に
What? Where? Pretty girls? Where?
純也さん悩みが多いのかな
This was worrisome.
ご注文はお決まりでしょうか
Tatiana free. Oh, sorry. Wait just a second. The three of us had made too much of a commotion and Azusa approached the table with narrowed eyes.
ごめんアズンとりあえずドリンクバー2つあ、うん純也さんは大丈夫ですか
I have the same. Also, actually, at what point did Misora and I decide to sit with me? That made me feel even worse for Azusa, since it meant our table was going to be a handful for a while.
ねえアイノ七夕ってさ夏の季語じゃないのこれで不正解って納得いかないんああ当時の暦だと7月って確かやっぱりほらここ秋の始まりだから季語としては秋なんだってうわバッチリ書いてあるじゃあ何織姫と彦星は毎年秋にならないとデートできなかったわけそうなるのかな
The conversation occasionally got derailed, but they were surprisingly diligent with their studies. What we said about coming from school to study on their own had apparently been true. They immediately arranged for their study materials along the table after they finished their lunch.
秋ってなんか寂しくないどうせデートするなら夏海岸でとかどうかな織姫様たちって星空で会うわけだし
Although they talked a lot, my sister and I kept their voices at a reasonable level, enough that the voices of older ladies who gathered here in early afternoon to jabber carried through the restaurant more than theirs. Still, what subject were they working on? To focus on the separated couple from Tanabata, the Star Festival of all things. It was frustrating that it reminded me of a certain someone, but I better keep that to myself. Oh. A Shoko from Hinata. Considering the timing, maybe it was related to Shihaya. Hinata sure did the work quickly. I was grateful for that. You told her that? Oh, but was that all? Maybe she had left out the part about me effectively probing Hinata for details. Hinata, your methods and analysis skills were nasty. You're certainly dependable though.
順に一人でニヤニヤしたり引きずってみたりキモいよ。何？ちーちゃんから待望の連絡でも来たの？
Oh no, it's nothing major. At the very least, I now know Shihaya wasn't outright rejecting me. If anything, she seemed concerned for me. That had been Hinata's judgment, so it ought to be trustworthy. I couldn't help but wonder if she was using this as an excuse to mess with Shihaya though, and with me for that matter. Hinata's message only made things more confusing though. What reason did Shihaya have to worry about me, while also keeping me on distance, at a distance? I'd heard from Kido that it was for Asusa's sake, but... This was only an initial report, and it was much too soon to jump to conclusions. I didn't have enough evidence yet. But better respond to Hinata and thank her for the help. I don't have that much at the very least. Another person. There seemed to be another customer, but Asusa's voice had a bit stiff. And another one she doesn't really want to see. Oh, of course. Kido. Yeah. Did Kido come here to talk to Asusa again? He claimed to be an ordinary customer, but I couldn't help but be on edge at his unexpected arrival.
Misora-chan たちも一緒かい。こんにちは。
こんにちは。どうも。
Since Kido kindly approached us, I tried to tidy up and hide the materials I had out on my table, which was with what I could only call a lackluster sentiment. It was like it was anything that would get me in trouble, but maybe it was because it was connected to Shihaya. I didn't really want him to know much about what I was doing.
勉強会かな。僕は移動の合間に昼食を済ませてしまおうと思ってね。
That's so. You must be busy.
まあね、遅い昼食ってやつさ。そうだ。ここで君に会えたのは運がいい。千早さんのことで君に話というか相談があるんだ。
え？
少し時間をもらえないかな。ご一緒させてくれるかい？
Sure. Have a seat. I could see the sour look Misora wore in the corner of my eye. Couldn't ignore him now that he brought up Shahaya's name.
ご注文がお決まりになりましたらお呼びください。
Susa looked as equally surly. Her attitude made it clear she wouldn't interact beyond what was required of her job, and immediately left after she brought us water and some moist towels.
やれやれ。そんな役回りには慣れているつもりなんだけどね。
It appeared Kido noticed and was fully aware of Susa's attitude towards him. Maybe he actually had it rough in a lot of ways, running around and being treated like Hojo's errand boy.
君たちにも嫌な思いをさせてしまっていたら申し訳ない。あれもこれも先生の、ひいては千早さんのためなんだ。
Yes, I would like to think I understand. That was right. This man was Hojo's secretary and Shahaya's fiancé. Kido's position dictated he protect the Hojo family, so it was only natural that he prioritized both Hojo and his daughter. Although I understood that concept logically and theoretically.
私たち席を外した方がいいでしょうか。
I know.
込み入ったお話をされるのであれば、私たちは聞かない方がいいのかなって。でもな。
Misora was basically openly saying, "Will Juni be alright by himself?" Thank you for being worried about me, though.
いや、いてくれて構わないよ。君たちも千早さんの友人だろう。なら聞いてもらった方がいい。
でも
千早さんが最近元気がなくてね。僕もなんとか励ましたいんだけれど、なかなかいい手が見つからないんだ。その点、純也くんや君たちなら何か妙案が浮かぶんじゃないかと思ってね。知恵を貸してほしいんだ。僕と違って幼馴染だろ。
どうしましょう、純也さん。キドッチがいていいって言うんだからいいよ。ね、いいよね、純に。
Let me see. It's possible something sensitive might come up, and I would have preferred they not be in earshot like Aino offered, but if Kino being who he was, he took the only other free seat at the table, right next to me.
そもそも君たちに会えないのが千早さんが沈んでいる原因の一つだろうしね。
I hope that's all anyway. Rather, there was nothing positive about her being depressed.
千早さんはよく君の名前を口にしているんだよ。 会話の端々でね、思わず嫉妬してしまいそうになるぐらいさ。
Eh? Made it sound like he was joking, but his tone suggested something different from what Hinata had shared with me via text a short while ago.
おいおい、そこまで驚かないでくれ。もちろん冗談だよ。いくら僕が彼女の婚約者だからって。
Oh yeah, you are. Even I thought my reactions seemed rather yes, but it was possibly that stemmed from wanting to focus on more pressing matters. Like Jaya's stance on all of this, for example. There was a huge difference between what Hinata had told me and the information Kido just presented. According to Hinata, Jaya had been holding herself back when my name was brought up in conversation, and yet she mentioned me constantly in front of Kido. Was Jaya behaving differently depending on who she spoke with? I had to wonder. Jaya considered Hinata a childhood friend. Kido, on the other hand,
すまないね。君たちの友情にまで首を突っ込むつもりはないんだ。ただ、仕事柄人の機微には敏感なつもりでね。殺生のお相手が何をどう考えているのか、その場で見極める必要に迫られることも多いんだ。
Is that why Shahaya's behavior bothered you so much?
そう考えてもらいたい。千早さんのことを心配しているのは君と同じだしね。
Yeah. Should I take what this guy who was also Shahaya's fiancé said at face value? Or maybe it really would be better for me to trust Hinata's opinion as her long-time acquaintance.
先生に叱られてからの千早さんは見ていて痛々しいほどだ。僕もね、さすがに今回の処分は厳しすぎると思っているんだ。先生の手前、なかなか言い出せずにいたんだけれど。千早さんはカゴの鳥じゃないんだ。自由に思うままに羽ばたいてこそ千早さんだ。純也君だってそう思うだろ。
Well, yes. In her case, she might be more of a kite than a bird. There was no telling that she might fly unless she was tugged by her string, namely by me or Hinata. That was a bit arrogant of me, actually. It was fun to look after her though. Yeah, that's generally how I felt. At some point, having Shaya there had become part of my daily routine.
僕は彼女の意思を尊重したいんだ。いずれは家庭に入ってもらうにしても、今はまだ千早さんの望む通りに過ごしてほしい。その環境を整えてあげるのが僕の務めだとも自負している。
Amy, Sora, what were you about to say? That was rude. So knock it off. I knew how she felt though. He was operating according to his own ideas while saying it was best for Shahaya. This sounded exactly like something the sort of narcissistic man Misora was talking about earlier would say. Yeah, doing something that they think is the best thing or way to do or go, but saying it is for the other person. Still, I could very well have ended up doing the same thing in regards to the old state. It was a little late now, but expressing your gratitude this way only seemed to complicate things.
なのに千早さんは先生の言うことにおとなしく従っているだろう。もちろん性格的なものもあるんだろうと理解しているけれど。
Luckily, Misora's attitude hadn't reached Kido's eyes or ears. He kept prattling on, in any case.
純也くん、君はその点について千早さんから何か聞いていないのかい？
No, not a word. In fact, I currently can't get in contact with her whatsoever.
そうか。いや、実はね、この前は言えなかったんだが、僕の知っていることを君にも伝えるべきかどうか悩ましいところがあるんだよ。
Which is it? Which is?
例えばほら、あるだろう。千早さんもショックを受けただろう、一件が。
Was this related to Azusa? How much was Kido going to divulge when the subject of this particular topic was under the same roof? We may have dodged the afternoon rush, but we were still the customers occupying this restaurant, and I imagine the Hojo family considered the locals very constitutes. Luckily, no one was seated near us. So he little worry about anyone overhearing us. What's more, wasn't this the sort of subject that would cause Hojo nothing but problems if any rumors got out?
ここだけの話。なかなか首を縦に振らない千早さんに対して、先生が折れて条件をつけたんだ。それで彼女を納得させた。
What kind of conditions exactly? If that was true, then I couldn't possibly let this go. It wasn't the sort of thing I could have asked her, but I couldn't help myself. We had come to some sort of agreement in exchange for her obedience. Did that mean this wasn't about Azusa after all?
まず、千早さんが先生に里美さんへの謝罪をすべきではと意見したんだ。
Apologize?
出生から長年にわたる放置という非を浴び、今後彼女の生活を経済的に援助し、便宜を図り、将来的には里美さんを北条家に迎え入れること、それぐらいはして当然だと千早さんは先生に物申したんだよ。
Shaya did that? I know how she felt, and though that was legitimate. The one thing that bugged me was, even if she said it was for someone else's sake, would that really be in the other party's best interest?
先生はカンカンさ。知ったような口を聞くな。ね。けれど、千早さんの言い分を結局は正しいと認められた。ただその代わりに、 先生は千早さんに僕との結婚を前倒しにするとおっしゃった。
I have been far too distracted by whatever Shahaya's proposal was the right thing, especially for Azusa when he took that opening. My heart stirred from hearing something I hadn't wanted to hear. Hinata told me it would happen eventually, but it should have been settled already. Although I knew it was going to happen.
先生からすれば、早く僕と結婚して家庭に入っておとなしくしていろということらしい。
I couldn't have cared less about how seemingly proud Kido's voice seemed just now. Yeah, having a housewife and someone that just takes care of him. Nothing else. If I thinking right with what a housewife actually is and does. More than any of that, I was overwhelmed by how it felt like Shahaya would become a complete stranger to us.
旧宅の件が中止になったのも、千早さんが大学を辞めることになるのも、結婚へ向けた準備に専念しろという先生のご意向さ。君たちとの連絡も一切絶ってね。千早さんは先生の出した条件を全て受け入れたんだ。千早さんはいわば我が身と引き換えに先生から情報を引き出したということになるね。
She gave up a little too much for just one thing. I feel like it was her dad who more or less won that battle anyway, in the end. It was fine and well to help Azusa, but in exchange, Haya had given up everything.
千早さんがあずささんのために？何それ？ちょっとひどくない？マジありえない。
I couldn't believe Shahaya had been forced to wage a fight like that on her own. Was I too late? Was I being too easygoing by seeing how things played out like Hinata suggested?
じいちゃんもなんでそんな大事なこと勝手に決めちゃうかな。相談してくれればいいのに。
里美さんの件も千早さんの結婚もいわば僕たち身内の問題だからね。他人である君たちまで巻き込んで悲しませたり苦しませたりしたくないと千早さんは考えたんじゃないかな。
だからってでもちいちゃんの問題は私たちだって他人事じゃないしねえ順に。
Yeah, that's what I had thought. I believed she would have come to me if something was bothering her, since that's how it had always been. She would say things like, "Hey, what should I do? Hey, Yunya, but this time..." What had she been trying to do by entrusting me with that puzzle? And that poem strip with her wish written on it only been stuck in there by coincidence? Was that goodbye the only wish you expressed to me, Shahaya?
君たちの気持ちは理解できるけれど、里美さんを救う力を持っているのは先生だからね。千早さんもきっと悩んだ末に。
ちょっと何それ。
She heard. Ah. What terrible timing. Azusa happened to pass by our table and overheard what he said.
あの人が何をしたの？私は救ってなんて頼んでない。この前からあの人たちの家へ顔を出せってしつこく迫ってきたのはそれに関係あるわけ。
Azusa pressed him for an answer, but Kido didn't act, didn't act especially perturbed. He slowly nodded even to her unsurprising tone of voice.
千早さんはもう何も望まない。自分の分まで君に幸せになってほしいから、そういうことだよ。
望まない？何よそれ。
千早さんは大学を辞めて僕の妻になる。旧宅の改装も中止した。
中止って。でも。
Azusa knew that I had begun trying to resume their remodeling work on the moments earlier. She turned to me bewildered, and all I could do was give her a faint nod in return. I had to say that compared to Kido, the way I nodded must have looked incredibly feeble.
それと引き換えに、君には経済的な援助が行われる。北条家の娘としても迎え入れられる。
だからそれはそんなのはお断りだって言った。
君が拒否しても千早さんと先生はもうそのつもりなんだよ。君には千早さんの気持ちを無下にしないであげてほしいんだ。これは婚約者としての立場からもお願いしたい。
何それ。何なのそれは。
君に辛い暮らしをさせてしまったと先生も千早さんも責任を感じておいでなんだ。君を妹として大切に思えばこそ。
だから何なのよ。勝手なことばかり言うな。
The restaurant fell deathly silent. It wasn't just Aino and Misora who eyed her worriedly. In fact, all of the other patrons heard her shout and curiously looked over at us.
私の人生を勝手に根付けしないで。他人から見れば私の人生なんてさぞ不幸の連続なんでしょうね。わかるわよ、それぐらい。私だって最低の人生だって思ってる。だけど私の人生なんだから、その価値は私が自分で決める。どんな評価だろうと他の誰かが勝手に決めるなんて冗談じゃない。上辺だけの哀れみも独りよがりな登場も自己犠牲のお恵みも私はいらない。欲しくない。そんなの迷惑。ただの自己満足じゃない。それなのにあの人は何一人で勝手に決めてるのよ。いつ私がそうしてくれって言った？
Wait, calm down. While everyone was overwhelmed and stunned, motionless by Susa's intense stride, I stood up with so much momentum that it shocked even me and interrupted her. I couldn't accept Shahaya's behavior either, but I hope you at least understand how she feels. Shahaya doesn't consider you some stranger anymore.
だからって。
I'm going to come out to say this. My brother definitely would have stopped you the very same way just now. Azusa glared at so fierce, it reminded me of when we had first met. But this time around, I took her gaze head on. I got the feeling that I wouldn't be able to stay standing here otherwise. I won't tell you to just sit back and take it. My brother might have been able to mediate this situation, but I don't have the confidence to even try. Still, I don't want to belittle Shahaya's decisions either. It's the one thing I swore to protect. Kida may have been the most important person in Shahaya's life right now. Recent events likely meant our ship had been lost and crushed into dust. The goodwill Shahaya had always shown me may have faded away along with it. Even so, I wanted to make certain that Shahaya's wants and desires came true.
ひどいやつ。そこで高谷の名前を出す。
Sorry, I won't bring it up again. I didn't want to silence a girl with borrowed the authority from my brother either. We stared at each other, only for Susa to let out a long, exasperated sigh. She turned to all of the tables on the floor and bowed her head.
皆様、申し訳ございません。お騒がせいたしました。
We likely weren't any tables other than ours that had grasped the situation. All the same, Azusa kept her head bowed, despite looking somewhat uncomfortable. Each table gradually returned to their meal and conversations.
あずささん。
Aino spoke up defendingly after a brief pause, when Azusa finally raised her head.
ごめん。ちょっと尺に触ったから。
しゃあない。アズンが怒るのも無理ないって。当たり前だよ。
It helped that Misora mediating changed the overall mood. Misora's intense situations was one of her strong points.
それにしても、あんたさ。
It was admiration. Azusa was looking at me with a degree of admiration.
あの人のことになると随分自信満々に言い切るね。さすが幼馴染ってわけ。
I couldn't say. Then again, I wasn't entirely sure I understood how she felt. Even now, a part of me may still have hoped that it was true.
大丈夫じゃない。あんたが言うなら、多分あの人はそう思ってる。間違いなく。それぐらいは付き合いの短い私にもわかる。と思う。
Yeah, I see. Thanks. I managed to talk her down, and now I was being praised. She was likely mustering every ounce of concern she was capable of.
別にお礼を言われるために言ったわけじゃないし。ただ、あんたがあの人を大事に思ってるんだってことは伝わってきたから。そう。
Is she blushing?
出れた。ハズンが出れた。
出れてない。
Yeah, either way. It would be good for us to focus on all the doom and gloom. That brief fleek of optimism likely helped us avoid getting depressed.
やれやれ。僕はこのまま昼食を取り損ねそうだね。
This guy seemed completely unfazed. You never know he was the one who had sparked this whole thing. Susan was glaring daggers at Kido. Her eyes practically glowing with the embers of her earlier rage, but
ご注文お決まりでしたらお伺いさせていただきます。
it appeared her professional side had kept herself in. That was a pro for you.
ありがとう。じゃあバジルソースのチキンソテー A セットを。
She impersonally entered his order into the digital terminal she held, gave him only the reception professional for once again, then went back into the back room.
ところで純也くん。
Yeah. He picked back up our conversation like nothing had happened. What was this guy's deal?
君が持っているその資料、ひょっとして旧宅のリノベーションで参考にするものなのかな。
He noticed. He noticed. Pulled it off, but I couldn't quite give up on it.
いや、それでいいんだ。僕も応援するよ。
Eh? Is that alright? I've been positive he opposed going to stop me.
千早さんもきっと喜ぶだろう。彼女と一緒にぜひ頑張ってくれ。
Yes, but Shahaya was prohibited from making contact with any of us. Kido just said that what the conditions was for the renovation to be cancelled too.
未来の妻のためだからね。大っぴらに協力はできないけれど、困ったことがあれば相談してくれ。それにこれもここだけの話なんだけれど。
Kido lowered his voice. That was the way we talked before, when he acted like he didn't care what anyone else was that anyone else was around.
あの旧宅には宝物が埋まっているかもしれないよ。
Eh? I exclaimed with astonishment, and that had been rude of me. But I think that we actually have to end this video here because I'm out of time. So hope you liked it, and if you did, so leave a like to it as usual, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.